Welcome back, my friends. My name is Mikołaj Maria Dawidowski, and today we're talking about the importance of staying in the present moment, or how to stay in the present moment, I should say. You know? Because it is important, believe it or not. And it is important because you're trying to unite with God. As far as I'm aware, you're on your spiritual path, you're here to do things, and you have had enough of the game that you're playing, and you want out, so to speak. And or you would like to change the game, or you'd like to stop suffering, or any myriad of reasons why you may have started spirituality. But as far as my awareness goes, the whole point of spirituality is to unite yourself with God, to surrender fully onto God, to live in God, for God, through God. That's the whole point. And there is only one anyway, so we're all working towards the same guy. And so it is important to stay in the present moment, because you need to focus your mind upon God, my friend. I know there are many levels of the mind, but your concentration should be upon God. And if you start going back into the past, then you're going to fail to realize the perfection of the present moment. And if you're going to go into the future, then again you're going to be missing the necessary action and steps that are required to create that future. And so we're going sort of in circles here, where I'm going to be constantly saying exactly the same thing each video, because it all boils down to one thing: be here and now and focused upon God, and do everything in God. The first step to being able to do that and not going into the past and going into the future is realizing that you're safe. My friend, you're absolutely safe at all times. The entire universe was created for you, so you can explore yourself and have all the games that you wanted to play. And once you're done with playing those games, you can always return home. You see? But these games, they can be very deep at times. Very many layers of separation that you create between yourself, and then yourself and God on top of that, can make it quite tricky. But the first step to realizing all of this is you are safe, my friend. You're guided and protected. Because right now you may perceive yourself to have enemies or have negative forces around you, but let me tell you, they only exist because you have created them with your thoughts. You have created evil within your mind, and therefore you're perceiving evil around you because you're focused upon it long enough to manifest it. But the moment you truly focus upon God, upon the one light, upon the absolute, and allow yourself to be fully focused upon the absolute, become blinded by the light, so to speak, you're gonna see that all of these shadows that you're seeing don't actually exist. They were all just imaginations in your mind because you were interpreting the world in a certain way, and you didn't see the world as it was. Because at its core, everything is one. All is one. Is the closest we can get to truth with our human language. And so recognition that everything is created just for you gives you the freedom and understanding that you're safe. Because these were games that you wanted to play, and you can choose. Remember, second level of manifestation? You can choose that you don't wish to play this game anymore. You can choose to play a different game, or you can choose to act differently within the present moment. Being in the present moment is important because you're not acting upon your own conditions and habits if you're fully in the present moment. Because if you compare yourself or judge yourself to the past self, or you have certain identity that you're trying to upkeep from the past, well, then you're going to be acting upon conditions and habits, and you're not actually free. The only way to be free is from the space of the present moment. You make your choices as you wish. as you see fit. And you make a choice and you see what happens, and you make another choice and you see what happens, and you make another choice. And you can draw wisdom from the choices you've made in the past, but they do not dictate who you are, because in the present moment you can choose to become any other person and explore yourself in a different way. If you drank alcohol for the past 20 years, you can just decide, today I'm choosing not to do it. And then you just leave that. And then you focus upon something else. You focus upon doing something else. Because if you go into the idea of focusing upon not drinking alcohol, well, the only thing you're thinking about is drinking alcohol, and therefore you're going to drink alcohol after a very short time. Because you're playing a game of resistance, and you're always going to lose the game of resistance, because no matter how strong your willpower is, if you're resisting, that means you're fighting, that means you're using up the energy to feed that thing. And if you're feeding that thing with your own energy, then of course eventually that thing is going to have more energy than you, because you're constantly feeding it. You know, it's just like having a puppy. If you feed the puppy over and over and over, eventually it grows into a big dog. And then if you don't don't feed it, it will eat you. If you have like a husky or something, it's possible. But the whole idea is, if you play the games of struggle, if you play the games of fighting, if you play the games of having to protect yourself or resist certain ideas, you're always going to end up doing that very thing. Always. Because you're sending energy to it by focusing upon it. By focusing not to do it, you're focusing on it, you see? So you gotta establish something else that you'd like to do. And once you have that, probably some sort of responsibility that you've been neglecting, that you know you'd like to do, but you don't perceive yourself as enough, or that you don't have enough resources, or you're feeling guilty about it, whatever it may be, you know? Allow that to be your driving factor, and focus upon it single-mindedly. Ideally, you want to focus upon God. But some people are not at that stage yet to even recognize that there is something higher than them. So the first step is mastering duality. Get yourself in order, my friend. Start doing the right thing at the right time and develop the right attitude. Because you're safe and you can do that. Bless you, my friend, and I wish you absolutely amazing day. Until next one, consider leaving a comment. Tell me what other videos you'd like to make me. Bye bye.